The vanishing. She stood frozen in the crowded airport terminal, heart pounding like a drumbeat she couldn't control. The sharp scent of jet fuel mixed with the cold, antiseptic air. But her eyes weren't on the flights or the rushing passengers. Instead, they locked onto the sleek black briefcase in the CEO's hand, her hand now, clutching it tightly. "Are you sure this is what you want?" His voice was low, steady, yet threaded with something almost desperate. His dark eyes searched. Hers, waiting for an answer. She swallowed hard, mind racing. Just hours ago, she was a stranger in this world, filling in for her cousin who had begged her for a favor. A simple swap, she told herself. Stand in, answer some calls, maybe carry a few messages. Nothing complicated, nothing dangerous, but now she was disappearing. The CEO glanced nervously toward the security cameras sweeping the terminal ceiling like silent sentinels. "We don't have much time." "Why me?" she whispered, voice trembling. "Why am I the one you're trusting?" His lips pressed into a thin line. "Because you're not who they expect." She took a step back, and the polished floor beneath her reflected the confusion and fear in her eyes. "I don't even know what's happening." A sudden commotion near Gate 17 caught her attention. A shout, hurried footsteps. She looked back to the CEO. "We have to move." Without another word, he grabbed her hand and pulled her toward the exit door, marked Private Access. The cold metal handle was icy in her grip as they slipped it through, leaving behind the normal chaos of the airport. Out in the parking garage, shadows pooled beneath the harsh overhead lights. A sleek black car waited, engine humming quietly. The CEO opened the passenger door and nodded for her to get in. As the door shut, sealing them in, she finally let out the breath she hadn't realized she was holding. "Tell me," she demanded. "Who are you? Why am I here? And what have I just gotten myself into?" He hesitated, then exhaled sharply. "My name's Mark Delaney. I'm the CEO of a company that has made a lot of enemies. People who would do anything to bring us down. Your cousin, she's caught in the middle of it." She blinked, trying to process. "Caught in the middle? I'm just her stand-in for one day." "Exactly. And that one day has put you right. In the line of fire." A cold shiver ran down her spine as the car pulled away, tires squealing softly on the concrete. The questions tumbled over each other in her mind. Who was trying to hurt her cousin? Why hadn't she been told any of this before? And now, why was she running away with a stranger she barely knew? The airport's giant glass windows disappeared behind them, swallowed by the night. Mark's voice cut through the tense silence. "We need to keep moving. If they find you here, it won't just be a warning. They'll take everything." She looked out the window, watching as the city lights blurred past. Somewhere in the distance, sirens wailed, a reminder that the world she had known was vanishing behind her. Just hours earlier, she had been Anna, a regular woman working a simple job with plans to meet her friends that night. Then the call came. Her cousin Rachel, frantic and scared, begged for a favor she couldn't refuse. "Please, Anna, just cover for me at the airport for one day. It's urgent." Her voice cracked. Anna agreed, not knowing that one favor would change everything. Back. In the car, Mark pulled out a worn envelope from his briefcase and slid it across to her. "Open it." Her fingers trembled as she peeled back the flap. Inside was a photo of Rachel smiling brightly, but the edges of the picture were scorched, like someone had tried to erase her from existence. Alongside it, a handwritten note. "Trust no one. They are closer than you think." Anna's eyes widened. Who are they?" Mark's jaw tightened. "People who want to destroy us all, and you're the key to stopping them." She slammed the envelope shut. "This is insane." "It's the truth." As the car sped into the night, Anna's phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. "Stop, or she dies." Her breath caught. She looked at Mark, but his face was unreadable. "What now?" she asked. He shook his head. "Now we survive." Shadows close. In the city, lights blurred past Anna's window, but her mind was a storm. Every word Mark had said echoed in her ears, but none made sense yet. Who wanted Rachel, and now her, dead? What was this company Mark ran? And why had her cousin disappeared so completely from her life? Mark glanced at her, noticing the distant look in her eyes. "You have to trust me," he said quietly. "I can protect you, but only if you're honest." Anna swallowed the lump in her throat. "I don't even know you. How can I be sure you're not just using me?" Mark's gaze didn't waver. "Because if you were anyone else, I wouldn't be risking my life for you." Anna shivered. The weight of that sentence settled deep inside her. They pulled into a secluded garage beneath an unmarked building, a place hidden from the prying eyes of the world. Mark led her inside, every step echoing ominously. "This is safe for now," he said, unlocking a heavy door. Inside was a small apartment, sparse but clean. A single bed, a table with a laptop, and a small kitchen area. Anna sat down, her hands trembling. "Why me? Why Rachel? What did she get involved in?" Mark closed the door behind them. "Rachel worked for us, or rather, she was supposed to," he explained cautiously. "We're part of a secret project, something meant to change the way people communicate worldwide. Powerful people don't want it to succeed." Anna's head spun. "And Rachel, she knew too much?" Mark nodded. "She disappeared after she found out someone inside the company was leaking information. Someone who wants the project destroyed, no matter the cost." Anna's breath caught. "And now they're after me?" "Exactly." The night deepened outside, but inside the tension grew. Anna felt a strange mix of fear and determination. This wasn't her world, yet here she was, caught in the middle of something far bigger than herself. Suddenly her phone buzzed again. Another message from the unknown number. "Last warning. Leave now, or face the consequences." Anna's hands shook. Mark took the phone, his expression darkening. "They're watching you. We can't stay here." Mark led her to a hidden elevator behind a bookshelf. As it descended, Anna felt the walls closing in, the reality of her situation crushing. The elevator stopped at a basement garage. Waiting was a sleek black motorcycle, helmet included. "You'll have to learn fast," Mark said. "We can't use a car. They're tracking everything." Anna hesitated, fear flooding her veins. "I don't know how to ride." Mark smiled faintly. "I'll teach you. We don't have a choice." The night air was cold as they sped through empty streets, the city lights fading behind them. Anna gripped the handles tightly, heart pounding harder than before. Each mile they put between them and the airport brought no relief. Only more questions. Mark pulled over near a small cabin on the edge of the forest. The place looked abandoned, but inside was another world, safe, quiet, away from the chaos. Anna sank onto a dusty couch. "What now?" Mark sat beside her, voice low. "Now, we find out who's behind this, and stop them before it's too late." The days that followed blurred into a tense routine of hiding, training, and waiting. Anna learned how to ride, how to fight back, and most importantly, how to trust someone again. Yet each night, the shadows seemed to close in, and the messages grew darker. One evening, as Anna checked her phone, she froze. A photo message appeared. A picture of Rachel, alive but terrified, tied to a chair in a dimly lit room. Anna's breath hitched. "She's alive." Mark's jaw clenched. "But not for long if we don't act fast." Suddenly, the cabin's door burst open. A man stood in the doorway, face hidden beneath a hood. Mark moved instantly, but Anna grabbed his arm. "Wait!" The man pulled back his hood, revealing a familiar face, a face Anna hadn't expected to see again. "Anna," he said softly, "you don't know everything. There's more at stake here than you realize. The stranger from the past Anna's, eyes locked on the man standing in the cabin doorway, his face half hidden in the dim light. A wave of confusion crashed over her, mixing with fear and disbelief. "How do you know my name?" she whispered. The man's expression was unreadable, but his eyes held a strange kindness. "Because I've been watching over you for a long time." Mark's hand tightened on the back of Anna's chair. "Who are you?" The man stepped forward, revealing himself fully. "My name is Daniel. I used to work with Rachel before she disappeared." Anna's heart skipped. "You know where she is?" Daniel nodded slowly. "But it's complicated. Rachel isn't just a victim in this. There are things you don't know, secrets that could change everything." Anna shook her head, overwhelmed. "I just want her back. I don't care about secrets." Daniel's gaze sharpened. "You will care, because the people chasing you won't stop until they get what they want." Over the next hour, Daniel explained what he knew. Rachel had stumbled onto a conspiracy inside the company, a plan that went beyond stealing secrets. It involved powerful figures manipulating governments and a technology that could alter reality itself. Anna listened, trying to make sense of it all. It sounded like something out of a thriller novel, yet here she was, living it. Mark frowned. "We need proof. Something solid to stop these people." Daniel pulled out a small flash drive. "Rachel hid this before she vanished. It contains data that could expose everything." Anna's fingers trembled as she took it. "And you think this is why they're after me?" Daniel nodded grimly. "Yes, because you're the last person Rachel trusted." Days passed in tense silence. Anna and Mark worked to decipher the data on the flash drive, uncovering encrypted files and messages. Each discovery revealed more danger and betrayal, showing just how deep the conspiracy ran. One night, as Anna stayed up late trying to crack a code, her phone buzzed again. A message popped up. "You can't run forever." Her blood ran cold. Someone was closer than ever. Mark paced the cabin. "We have to move. They found us." Daniel looked grim. "There's one place left, a safe house across the border, but getting there won't be easy." Anna nodded, resolve hardening inside her. "I'm ready!" Before they could leave, a sudden crash shattered the quiet. The cabin's windows exploded inward as masked men stormed in, weapons raised. "Run!" Mark shouted. Anna grabbed the flash drive and sprinted toward the back door, Daniel right behind her. Bullets whizzed past, shattering wood and plaster. Anna's heart hammered as she raced through the dark woods, branches slapping her face. Behind, her shouts and gunfire echoed. They reached a narrow riverbank, the water rushing fast and cold. Without hesitation, Anna plunged in, the icy current dragging her downstream. Hours later, Anna awoke on the shore, soaked and shivering. Daniel was nowhere in sight. Panic surged. "Daniel!" No answer, just the whisper of the wind through the trees. She clutched the flash drive tightly, feeling more alone than ever. Back in the city, Mark stood outside the burning remains of the cabin, anger and guilt twisting inside him. "They got what they wanted," he muttered. But not everything. His phone buzzed, a text from an unknown number. "You'll lose her soon." Mark's eyes darkened. "Not if I can help it." Meanwhile, Anna struggled through the forest, every step a battle against exhaustion and fear. Suddenly, she heard footsteps behind her. Whirling around, she faced a figure cloaked in shadows. "Don't be afraid," the voice said softly. Anna's. Her breath caught. The figure stepped forward, a woman, fierce and determined. "I'm here to help," she said, "but you need to trust me." The woman in the forest Anna's shoes squelched in the damp earth as she took a step back. The woman facing her looked strong, lean, sharp eyes, a faded scar on her jaw, not a stranger you could read easily. Anna's voice trembled. "Who are you?" The woman didn't smile. "Name's Elise. I knew your cousin. Rachel and I used to work in the same intel circle. Off the books. Anna's heart pounded. Why are you here? Because if I hadn't found you first, they would have. She handed Anna a dark thermal coat and pointed toward a path deeper into the trees. Come on, they'll sweep this area soon. Anna hesitated. How do I know I can trust you? Elise met her eyes. Because I risked my life to find you, and because Rachel asked me to, weeks before she vanished. Inside Elise's hideout, a narrow, half-buried cabin covered in vines and brush, Anna finally exhaled. She dropped onto a wooden bench, exhausted, soaked, and shaking. Elise threw her a towel. You look like hell. Feel worse. Elise turned serious. I need to see it, the flash drive. Anna pulled it from her jacket. You think you can unlock it? I know I can. Rachel and I had a contingency plan for everything, including this. Anna watched as Elise connected the drive to a secured laptop, her fingers flying over the keys. Mark's voice rang in her head. Trust no one. Meanwhile, in a surveillance van miles away, a man watched footage from a thermal drone. There she is, he muttered. The cousin. She has the drive. He tapped the earpiece. Ready, the strike team. We take her out tonight. Back at the hideout, Elise's expression darkened as she decrypted a folder labeled Project August. What is it? Anna asked, leaning in. Elise clicked a file. A video opened. Grainy security footage showing Rachel arguing with a man in a lab coat. She was yelling, gesturing wildly at a document. The man tried to grab her, but she shoved him away. Then came the words that chilled Anna to her core. You're playing God. You'll kill people, and for what? Money? Control? The video froze. Anna's throat was dry. What were they building? Elise whispered. A behavioral manipulation device, military grade, wireless. They could use it to change how people think, feel, vote, even turn them against each other. No one would know. Anna's knees went weak. Rachel tried to stop them. She found out the prototypes were already being tested in cities across 3 countries. Anna sat down hard. So this was never about corporate secrets. It's about controlling humanity. Elise nodded grimly, and Rachel knew too much. That's why she had to disappear. Suddenly, a loud crack outside, like a foot snapping a branch. Elise's head shot up. They're here. She slammed the laptop shut and shoved it into Anna's hands. Go out the back. There's a tunnel. Don't argue. Run. Anna hesitated. What about you? Elise smirked. I'll buy you time. I'm good at chaos. Before Anna could protest, Elise shoved her through a trapdoor, and it slammed shut. Moments later, Anna heard shouting above, then gunfire. She ran. The tunnel opened onto a rocky hillside. Anna emerged, coughing and gasping. It was almost dawn. Mist hovered low over the hills. She took off, laptop tucked under one arm, every muscle screaming. Her phone buzzed. A message from Mark. Where are you? Tell me. I'll find you. Anna hesitated. Could she still trust him? But before she could respond, a black SUV screeched to a halt on the road above her. Men poured out. One aimed a rifle. She dropped the phone and sprinted into the forest. Back at HQ, Mark slammed his fist into a table. They found her? He turned to Daniel, who'd reappeared, bruised but alive after the cabin attack. We need to get her out. If they catch her, they'll kill her. Or worse, use her. Daniel nodded. But they don't want her dead, not yet. She's leverage. Insurance. Mark's voice cracked. They'll use her to silence Rachel forever. Meanwhile, Anna ducked under low-hanging branches, chest burning. Every step felt heavier, slower. Then, hands grabbed her from behind. She screamed and kicked wildly, but a voice hissed in her ear. Anna, it's me! Mark. She turned, sobbing with relief and confusion. He looked like he hadn't slept in days. You're safe now. Come on. She hesitated. How do I know you didn't lead them here? I didn't. Elise sent me your coordinates before the feed went dark. Anna stared at him, unsure. Then she asked the question she'd been avoiding for days. "Mark, are you one of them?" His face fell. "No, but I used to be." That sentence landed like a gut punch. "What?" she whispered. Mark took a shaky breath. "I was part of the original team that designed Project August, years ago, before I understood what it really was. Why didn't you tell me?" "Because I was trying to fix it, to stop it from ever being released. Rachel was my only ally, and when she vanished, I thought we were finished." Anna's hands clenched. "You lied to me." "I didn't lie. I just didn't tell you everything." She looked away. "I don't know if that's better." But there was no time left to argue. More footsteps behind them. Mark grabbed her hand. "Come on, we'll finish this. We'll expose them." They ran together toward an old radio tower, Elise's final rendezvous point. Inside, flickering monitors lit the dark. Anna slid the laptop onto the table. "We upload everything. Every file, every name. Let the world see." Mark nodded, but just as he began typing, the power cut out. Darkness swallowed them. A single voice echoed from the shadows. "Well done, Anna. You made it farther than we expected." A figure stepped forward. Anna's heart stopped. It was Rachel, alive and smiling, but not like the Rachel she remembered. There was something cold in her eyes, something wrong. Her cousin's shadow, Anna, stared at her cousin as if seeing a ghost. The room seemed to tilt sideways. The air was still, but her heart pounded like thunder in her ears. "Rachel." Rachel didn't smile, not the way Anna remembered. There was no warmth in her expression, just cold calculation. "You've grown," Rachel said softly. "I didn't think you'd come this far." Anna's throat was dry. "I thought you were dead." Rachel took a slow step closer. "They needed the world to think that, including you." Mark moved protectively in front of Anna, his eyes full of suspicion. "Where have you been?" Rachel cocked her head. "That's complicated." Mark's voice darkened. "Cut the games. Are you with them?" A pause. Rachel glanced at the laptop still glowing faintly in the dark, then back at Anna. "I was with them until I saw what they were really building." Anna stepped forward, heart aching with hope and confusion. "Then help us expose it. Help me finish what you started." Rachel sighed. "Anna, you don't understand. Exposing this won't stop it. The moment that data goes public, people will die. Governments will panic. Millions will be manipulated into chaos. The only way to survive is to control it." Mark's voice rose. "That's exactly what they said." Rachel's eyes flicked to him. "Because it's true. There's no putting this genie back in the bottle." Anna's lips trembled. "You want to use it?" Rachel's expression didn't change. "To guide humanity, to protect the right people, to eliminate the threats quietly. Think about it, Anna. No more wars, no more extremists, no more corrupt leaders. We could fix the world." "No," Anna whispered. "You'd enslave it." The silence stretched, heavy and terrifying. Suddenly, movement outside. Laser sights blinked across the windows. Mark yanked Anna down just as gunfire tore through the walls. "Get down!" Rachel didn't flinch. She raised her hands calmly and shouted, "Hold your fire! I have the package!" Anna stared at her, realization dawning. "You brought them here." "I had to," Rachel said, her voice almost gentle. "You wouldn't listen otherwise." Mark pulled Anna behind a metal cabinet as bullets rained. "She sold us out." Anna's stomach turned. She was never running. She was recruited. Flashbangs exploded chaos. Rachel turned her back and walked straight into the light, toward the soldiers. No fear, no hesitation. Anna and Mark bolted for the back stairs. Smoke thickened, sirens wailed. They burst through the stairwell door and climbed, coughing and tripping. At the top, the emergency exit loomed. They crashed onto the rooftop just as a helicopter rose into view. Anna shielded her eyes. Rachel stood in the open door, wind whipping her hair. She shouted, "Over the blades! Come with me, Anna. You don't have to run anymore. We could do this together. They'll listen to you." Anna stared in horror. "No, I won't be a puppet." Mark reached for his gun, but Anna stopped him. "No, not yet." Rachel's smile faded as the chopper lifted, vanishing into the fog. 2 days later, Anna sat in a dim hotel room, eyes red from no sleep. The decrypted files were now fully visible. Names, accounts, video evidence, everything. Mark stood near the window, staring out. "Once we release this, there's no undoing it." "I know," Anna whispered. "You sure you're ready to?" "Burn the whole house down." Anna looked up, tears shining. "They took my cousin. I want her back, but not like this. If she's become something else, then yes. Let it all burn." They uploaded the files to dozens of secure whistleblower networks. Within hours, global journalists were blowing it wide open. Project August confirmed, world's first mass mind control program exposed. Tech executives, military leaders implicated in shadow war for influence. Anonymous source uploads. Kill list, secret test sites, video testimonies. The world was on fire. Some governments denied it. Others shut down their internet. Protesters flooded the streets in multiple countries. People demanded accountability, but not everyone was happy, especially not Rachel. That night, Anna received a private video message. Rachel sat in a sleek, high-rise office. She looked calm, but her eyes were steel. "I warned you, Anna. Now the blood is on your hands. You think you've saved the world. You've made it unstable. There are groups who will use this chaos. You lit the match." She leaned closer. "I loved you, like a sister, but if you come for me again, I won't hesitate." The screen went dark. Anna stared at the screen, numb. "She's still out there," Mark nodded. "Yeah, and she's furious." Anna turned to him. "Then we need to finish this." He raised an eyebrow. "You mean confront her?" "I mean stop her." Rachel's not hiding anymore. She's rising. They traced her location to Geneva, a private summit of tech billionaires and rogue diplomats. She was due to speak on global influence in an age of AI. Perfect. Anna disguised herself as a journalist. Mark got them clearance. They entered the towering glass building, nerves sharp and senses tight. Anna felt like she was walking into a lion's den, only this time she wasn't the prey. Inside the summit chamber, Rachel stood at a glass podium, dressed in white, her tone measured and charismatic. "We are entering a new era," she said. "One where influence is not a weapon, but a responsibility. Controlled properly, technology can save us from ourselves." Anna stepped forward, loudly. "I agree," she called. Rachel looked up sharply, until Anna added, "But you're not the one who should hold that power." Gasps rippled through the crowd. Security moved. Mark stepped in front of Anna, holding up a badge, a real-time digital broadcast clearance. "This speech is being streamed live to the world," he said. Rachel froze. "You want control?" Anna said, voice shaking. "Try facing the truth in front of billions." Rachel's eyes narrowed, but she didn't run. She stepped down slowly and said into the microphone, "Let them hear it then. The world deserves the whole truth." The last broadcast, Rachel stood under the lights, framed by global live-stream cameras, her eyes locked on Anna. For a second, the world held its breath. Then she stepped back to the podium and looked out across the stunned crowd of tech elites, politicians, journalists, and now millions watching online. Anna's voice rang out, steady but tight with emotion. "Tell them, Rachel. Tell them what you built, what you were willing to do." Rachel didn't flinch. "We built a system that could end chaos, predict human behavior, correct it quietly, cleanly. You see a weapon? I see a shield." Anna took a step forward. "You erased people. You tested it on communities without consent. That's not protection. That's power addiction." Rachel's fingers curled on the podium. Her mask cracked for a moment, then she smiled. You really don't understand, do you? The world needs control. People want freedom until it becomes dangerous. This project was always going to go public one day, but on our terms. Anna raised her voice. Your terms cost lives, including your own team. Rachel hesitated, and, for the first time, a flicker of something human crossed her face. Regret. Suddenly, someone in the audience stood. Mark. He spoke calmly into his mic badge. We've just uploaded the live panel's audio feed and Rachel's pre-summit memos to the cloud. Full access, no edits. The room exploded in murmurs. Security scrambled. Rachel's guards moved in. But she raised a hand. Stand down. She looked at Anna one last time. You win, cousin, but you've broken something you'll never be able to fix. Anna stepped forward, trembling. Maybe, but it was never my job to fix the world, just to stop it from being rewritten. Rachel nodded once, almost respectfully, then turned and walked out. No handcuffs, no fight, just silence. 3 weeks later, northern coast of Italy, the ocean stretched wide and blue in front of Anna. She sat barefoot on a warm rock, watching the waves crash below. Mark approached, 2 mugs of coffee in hand. Still waiting for that miracle fix? He asked gently. Anna smiled faintly. No, just letting go. He handed her a mug and sat beside her. It's official. Interpol has opened cases against 4 governments and 8 corporations tied to Project August. She sipped. And Rachel? Vanished again. No trace. Anna nodded slowly. She's not the same person anymore. Mark looked at her. But you are. Anna turned to him, the wind brushing her hair across her face. I didn't choose this. I filled in for Rachel one day at an airport. One day. That's all it took to flip my entire life. And yet, he said softly, you stayed standing. 6 months later, global impact news channels continued to buzz. Mass arrests linked to Project August. Public demands transparency in AI use. Whistleblower identified as Anna Riley. Former teacher turned activist. Anna never returned to her old life. Instead, she helped build an international watchdog group, one focused on ethics, transparency, and protecting humanity's right to choose. Rachel remained a ghost, a legend. Some said she died. Others claimed she was starting again under a new name. Anna didn't chase her. She didn't need to, because her story was no longer about revenge. It was about resistance, about becoming someone she never planned to be, but always had the strength to become. 1 year later, letter to the world. Anna sat at her desk and typed, Sometimes surviving isn't about running or fighting. It's about standing in the wreckage and choosing to build anyway. I thought I was weak, just to stand in. But I've learned that fate doesn't pick heroes. It picks ordinary people who say no when it matters most. They filled the world with lies, but I told the truth. And I'm still here. She hit send. And somewhere across the ocean, a woman watched the video, alone, expression unreadable, but her eyes didn't blink. Rachel, still listening. The end, final message. Sometimes losing everything is the only way to find who you really are.